So just what is the difference between a generator and an alternator? They both have the same job, replenishing the battery as it's drained by the electrical accessories, but the way they do their job is very different. Here's a cutaway of a generator. Now these go back to the beginning of the automobile and they're pretty simple. In a generator, the belt rotates an armature that's made up of coils of wire inside permanent magnets in the case. The relative motion between the armature and the static magnets induces a current in the armature. Power is pulled off the armature and distributed back to the battery. In the early 60s, cars like this 63 Corvette started switching over to alternators. What's the difference? An alternator functions in almost the opposite way when compared to a generator. On an alternator, the belt from the engine actually spins the magnet, called the rotor, past the static coils of wire in the stator. The alternating polarity of the rotor creates alternating current, which is then pulled from the stator and converted to DC by a rectifier section of diodes and then distributed to the rest of the charging system. Alternators are much more efficient at generating electrical current, especially at low speeds like idle. They're almost always going to be the right choice for your car. The only exception is sometimes they can look out of place in a vintage engine compartment. And that's where these power gens come in. These are basically a one-wire alternator stuffed in a vintage generator-looking case, and they offer the best of both worlds for an old-school car.